What's up everyone? I wasn't gonna make a video about this, but as I got started, I figured why not? So what I'm planning on doing today is cutting out some Reflectix that you can get at just your local hardware store or on Amazon. I'm cutting out this Reflectix for my 2020 4Runner. The idea is to provide a little bit of insulation in the windows for when I'm winter camping and also for when I'm summer camping, to reflect the heat out or keep the heat in. Reflectix, if you don't know, it's almost like a bubble wrap. There's a lot of videos out there that explain more about how you can get different R values combining Reflectix with air pockets or double layering or other insulations. I'm not gonna get super fancy with it. My plan is just to cut out a piece like this, jam it in the windows. You know what? I think it'll help. And one of my other reasons is because I want to help keep condensation off the windows when I'm snow camping, just to reduce moisture buildup and that frost you get on the inside of the glass when you're in there. So probably the most annoying part of this entire process is getting your traced out piece of paper. As far as I can tell, this is pretty much the easiest way that I've found. Now I'm going to take my pencil and just trace it out. All right, let's get this thing out and trim it. All right, so there you go. Now the edges don't have to be super duper clean. As long as the shape is pretty dang close, what I'm gonna do is trace it out on the Reflectix. And when I cut the Reflectix, I'll probably give it maybe 1/4 or 1/2 of an inch of extra around the border when I cut it out. That way I can just do my final trimming with the Reflectix up against the glass itself. Just gonna use a permanent marker, trying to maximize my use of the Reflectix so I don't waste any. And then we can cut it out. All right, we're almost there. Easy. Now we can do our first test fit, see how it looks. All right, obviously too tall, width slightly too wide. This angle looks good though. So I think I'm going to trim this down to where I drew my line. This is the factory edge, so I want to keep that if I can. Okay, let's test the height again. A bit tight. I might trim a little bit more off that top piece there, just a hair. And eventually what I'm gonna have to do is cut in some holes of some sort. I have these rain guards, and when I'm winter camping, or when anyone's winter camping really, the best way that you can keep moisture down in your tent or vehicle is to have airflow. So I definitely wanna have those windows cracked when I'm camping. It's not going to do a whole lot of good for me if I've got this piece of Reflectix in here blocking all the airflow. So that'll be stage 2. I'm going to get these all cut out, and then I'll think of how I can cut in some little air holes or flaps or something like that. So let's trim that just a little bit more. All right, that looks pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now for my own personal use, I'm not planning on doing any stealth camping or anything like that. So having it all shiny and reflective is not going to be a big deal. I figure in the summer, this reflective coating will help reflect sunlight and keep the heat out just like a sunshade would in your front windshield. And then on the inside, it'll just kind of look like a spaceship, I guess. But, you know, if I'm just out solo camping, I don't really mind. Help keep the heat in a little bit. All right, got my front window, got my back window. So next I'll do the side trunk windows and then the back window and the hatch. Right now I'm not planning on doing the front. Maybe if I have leftover Reflectix, I might do something custom, but I already have, you know, one of these Reflectix windshade or sunshade things. So I might end up just using that. Now I'm not going to show you the process for every single window. It's exactly the same. You shove it full of paper, tape it together best you can, trace out your window on the paper, and then remove the paper, trim it, trace it out onto your Reflectix here, trim it out, trim to fit. Honestly, one window probably took me maybe 10 minutes tops, and I'm taking my time in filming. So, you know, if you have a few hours, you could definitely get this done easily. You can see I've got the sweet hatch door opening into the door of your garage stopper device thingamajig 9000. Just a strap with a bungee. You can see the little eyelets that I replaced some of these things with so that I can have better tie down points, which is nice. Once you've got one entire side of the vehicle cut out, the other side is just the mirror, so I should be able to just trace these out and cut them for the other windows. I'm gonna go ahead and do the back now. It looks pretty dang good. I mean, that's in there tucked along the edge perfectly. I don't think I could have made it any better. So I'm pretty happy with it. Let's go ahead and get this out. All right, and the back makes 7 pieces. As you can see, it wasn't too bad to make. Pretty easy. I don't think there's any way that I could get these mixed up, so there's really no point in labeling them for me, especially since I'm not coating them with like a piece of fabric or painting one side or anything like that. At this point, I think I'm gonna pull the vehicle out into the driveway and stick them into the windows and we'll see what it looks like. Probably kind of cool. Well, I think that just about wraps up this video. I don't know how long it'll be, but as you can see, it wasn't too hard to cut those things out and get them fitted to all the windows. So at this point, I'll probably take them all out and bundle them up and just save them for the next time I go camping. Well, thank you for joining me for another video. I hope you learned some tips and tricks on how to make your own Reflectix window blockers, and I showed you how easy it is to do it yourself. So with that, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye. I even found this nice little leftover bag from one of my seat covers that all the Reflectix fit in nicely. So now I can just leave that with my camping gear and toss it in the vehicle next time I go out.